Fear is worse than the virus. Many people feel they are on hold. They're unable to live in the present due to the situation that is going on today. Joining me to give us some tips on how to do this is Deborah Nettles, owner of the Albany Hypnosis Center. Thank you so much for joining me today, Deborah.
Thanks, Paula.
So, Deborah, let's talk about this. How can we help people live in the present despite of this situation that's going on now with COVID pandemic?
Well, Paula, honestly, when I'm talking with people, I like to remind them that there is equal amounts of good where there is bad. So yes, the virus is unpleasant. However, look at the good things that are going on. The earth is cleaning itself up. I mean, the skies are clearer, less pollution, right? Nature is coming back better and bigger. There are fish in places that didn't have fish before.
You can see swans and dolphins, like Venice, for example, right?
Yes. So which is amazing. You can see the Himalayas in India. You can see blue skies over LA where it used to be just brown, right? So the earth is cleaning itself up. So you can look at that as something positive and good. And, we are so focused on work. We're just like these workhorses constantly going out there and doing stuff. Instead, this has given us more time with family. Kids are spending more time with their parents. You are able to sit back and actually do things that you didn't allow yourself to do before. Like, hey, look at all those books on the shelf that you intended to read. Now's a good time to read them, And you can still go out in your own yard if you have a yard, and you can enjoy doing some things out in nature. But it's just the distancing from other people. And it's not even really that distant, Paula. I mean, look at us. We're still seeing each other.
We're connected.
Yes, we are connected. And I see people doing more Zoom meetings or FaceTime or Skype with their family and friends.
So how do people say, okay, that's easier said than done, but how do we get people to get rid of that stress, of that fear, of that emotion that is blocking them from actually enjoying those things and focusing on the positive?
Well, it's not a simple answer, Paula. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. And there are a lot of techniques that people can learn to help focus, center, look at the good, let go of those negative emotions. Negative emotions have really no purpose, no benefit long-term. Sure, we're humans. We're going to experience them. We're going to have times when we're angry or sad or feeling guilty or hurt or, fear. Okay. But those are negative emotions. And if we hold on to them for any long duration of time, they can have really negative impacts on us physically.
What are some of those negative impacts?
If you have accelerated anxiety and stress, that's not good for your heart. Anxiety can lead to even more problems where you might need to go and get help with. And when I say help, I mean medical help.
Sure.
But definitely there are things that can happen. And I actually have a book, and it's in my office, that lists, prolonged experiences with negative emotions and what could physically, happen is tied to it. But I know it's not good for your heart. Okay. It's not good for other elements in your body, but these negative emotions could lead to depression, could lead to anxiety, could lead to, the physical impacts of heart problems and stuff.
I actually made a video today, quirky video that I do with the Snap app. I'm just in love with that thing where I have like a mouse voice. And I want people today to challenge themselves to actually go on social media and pick 5 negative posts and try to post a positive comment. And a couple of people messaged me and said, yeah, that's easier said than done, because I just really want to be angry and just tell them something bad, that they're crazy, that they shouldn't post that. But yeah, it is easier said than done, and it's challenging, but I think it is possible.
Right. So I guess my first question would be, what are they getting out of this being angry? What does it do for them? If it's not going to do anything for us, we're not going to do it. Okay. So if there's no benefit to us, we won't do it. So if anger is their thing, what are they getting from that? Are they getting a rise out of other people? Is that a thrill for them? Are they, what are they actually accomplishing by being angry?
Right.
Is it attention? Is that the attention that they want? I'm not sure. So, but that would be my question is, if I had somebody in my office or on, obviously right now all my sessions are being done on Zoom, but if I had somebody in front of me, that would be what I'd be searching for. What are you getting? What is the impact, the positive thing that you are getting from this? And maybe it is attention.
And is it true that when you focus on negative, you get more negative? When you focus on
Absolutely.
positive, you attract positivity.
Yes, you get what you focus on. So if you want to be miserable, go ahead and focus on being miserable.
Now,
Focus on all the dark and all the horrible things that are in the
we don't
world.
want to do that.
No, no.
And Deborah, let's talk about fear too, because I believe that part of people being angry and that negativity, it's because they fear the unknown. The whole entire situation, even with wearing masks, not wearing masks, trying to protest and all of this, I think it's all because of fear. How can they get rid of this fear?
Well, there's many techniques that they can use to get rid of it. And I teach people every day ways of getting rid of fear. So yes, you can do it. You just really, and first off is number one, fear is an illusion, Paula. It's not real.
What do you mean it's not real? Explain that. What do you mean it's not
It's
real?
not real.
They're
So,
terrified. They don't know what's happening.
oh, it's okay. So let's use the COVID fear. Okay. Let's say it's a fear, and there's many things that can be fear around that. Let's say it's fear of getting sick, right? Well, you're not sick, right? You may not ever get sick, but you've got this imaginary thing saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to get sick. What if I get sick? Oh my gosh, right? And it's not even real. It's the fear. The feeling is real, but it's an illusion of, it's something that may never happen.
Now let's talk to small business owners, for example, because we see a lot on social media, they're scared because they're not getting the money that they were supposed to get, and they had to close their businesses. They were forced to close.
Right.
So they fear. What do we tell them?
Well, the same thing that, I tell many people, including myself. I mean, my doors in my office are closed, but it doesn't stop me from, actually, I look at it as not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. This is pushing me out of my comfort zone. I've actually learned to use Zoom since that has happened. I never use Zoom really, except for being in webinars and things like that. But, and now it's like, I use Zoom every day, and I use it all day long, and I see many clients and help many people, and I do lots of classes on Zoom, and it's really easy. So it caused, we actually grow through necessity.
How can people join one of your sessions? And is that a group session? Is that individual? Like, how does that work?
I'll screen with them on Zoom, see what their situation is, and see if I'm able to help them. If I'm able to help them, great, we'll go forward and we'll set up what would work for them. If I'm not, I'll let them know. I'm very open and blunt about that. I will not lead somebody on. If I can't help you, or I don't think I can, I will let you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's important to understand that. The classes are open to anybody and everybody. I can see you, you can see me, I can teach you the techniques. Some of the Zoom classes I do are actually so experiential that I'll walk you through it. And, like self-hypnosis, I've taught self-hypnosis classes, and we actually go right through it and actually put you in self-hypnosis as I'm doing it and leading you through. So I know that you can do it on your own too. And I think those are beneficial tools as well. But
I've done it with you. I can vouch. It was great.
And we've done it a long time ago, so I've gotten a lot more efficient since then. So I have it down to a great art. So it's a lot of fun.
Anything you would like to add that we have not talked about?
Yeah, it's really the whole being in the present thing. I really want to, if I can help people right now through this interview, Paula, it would be look for, and I do teach people this too, but the simple thing is realize that wherever there is dark, there's an equal amount of light. Wherever there's something bad, there is good. Wherever there's frustration, there's joy. I want you to really be able to
mention something there, because when you said when there's negative light, there's always something positive.
Yes.
My dad passed away in February, for
Hmm.
example, right? And I know there's a lot of people that are dying right now because of the COVID. If
Right.
someone is watching and they hear us, they might think, what do you mean? How can we get something positive out of this? And I thought that too. Like, I'm a very positive person. I study positive psychology. I think the brain and the mind is fascinating. And when my dad passed, I thought, boy, I've been challenged every time I have something negative, but this is a tough
Yeah.
one. How can I do this? And I actually was able to find positive in that whole situation. I focused on the good memories that I had, which are so many, my dad, and the pictures and the videos, and it actually helped. So I was
Yeah.
able to find positive even in that situation. Like, what can you tell people who are losing loved ones right now on in terms
Yeah.
of that, like finding the bright light?
Yeah, this is really challenging. Individually, I could work with somebody, but understand there are full careers devoted to grief counseling. So it's hard to be able to address and be relevant to everybody going through this. All I can say, and there's a lot of religion tied up in this too, and I definitely don't want to step on any religious toes. What you believe is fine,
Sure.
and you may not believe the same things that I believe, and that's fine too. However, because there are people out there they don't believe that there's anything after once we leave this physical plane, we're done for. And then there are people that are like, oh, no worries, you'll just come back and karma will allow you to continue on in the next life and you'll learn, a lot more things. So there's so many different things. So usually when I'm working with people and they're going through grief like that, or they're grieving over a loss, I find out what their beliefs are because I want to work within their beliefs. And so that's really a difficult one to address. But it is true that if you can look at the wonderful times and hold them dear in your heart, then that person will never be far away.
Right.
That is my belief. So,
Deborah, thank you so much for joining us
of
today.
course, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this interview. Be safe and stay home.
How to stay positive during the coronavirus lockdown? Well, I'm super excited today because I have not seen my kids for 11 days and I'm in the car now about to pick them up. But my tip for today, there's so much negativity and so much hate and just so much anger. People are just going nuts on social media. So my challenge for you today is to pick 5 negative posts and give them some love. Give them some positivity. Do not engage into the argument, but give them some positive something, whether it's a biblical quote or just an inspirational quote, something positive.